Hey guys, so I rarely get on camera, but for this one, I got to get on camera because on this toy, I had a big hand in it. And so I usually don't get on camera because it's about the toys, it's not about me. But for this one, like I said, I had a big hand on this one. Lots of tweaking, lots of customizing, lots of modding, customizing, tomato, semantics. But yeah, I had a lot. I had a bit of inspiration. I saw that it was available and I was like, I'm not going to pass that up. That is an easy, great mod. I also saw, or custom that I can do, what I also saw today is that Hasbro released their new Vamp. What a great looking vehicle. Again, I don't hate Hasbro. I dislike some of the ways they go about doing business, and I dislike the way sometimes they try to take advantage of us. That's what I don't like about Hasbro. But I do wish them success, even though their stock prices went to poop a couple of days ago. I like their G.I. Joe line, and for that, I wish them success on their G.I. Joe line, and I hope that they learn how to treat us a little better. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into that vehicle I put together. You guys seeing this? Who forgot to tell this company to charge $200 for this thing, or 150 plus? Who forgot? I want names. I want names as to who forgot to tell them not to charge. So I picked this up. You're not going to believe this. I want you guys to guess. I don't know if it's old news or not, but I picked this up. Remote control, fully USB, working lights, completely, radio control car. And this is how this guy fits in here. A Cobra Viper. Look at that. It looks better than the Bratz car. Sorry, Mr. Potato. I had to do that to you. So I want to know who forgot to tell them that they cannot put a vehicle up like this for less than $150 to $200. Well, I'm going to tell you. I bought this thing for literally $27 at Target. $27 at Target. That's what it cost. Look at that. $27. And it's got a top, a middle, and bottom. And these wheels are rubber. Okay. Who forgot to tell these guys that they're supposed to charge some more for this? Anyways, I'm actually going to do a couple more things with this than just, leave it like this. I'm actually going to take all this stuff off because I hate it, and I'm just going to make it straight black and maybe matte black it. But I'm not being fully transparent. I did have to modify it a little bit, and I'll show you that in these pictures. Maybe over here, I'll put some pictures up over here. Let me move it to the side a little bit. I'll put some pictures up here. So I did have to modify the steering wheel just a tad, and I did have to rip out the bottom of it. But gosh, for $27, it took me maybe 30 minutes to do that. I mean, come on. You just can't beat that. Anyways, I'll update you guys on how it looks maybe later in the week, because I want to definitely give this a treatment, and we'll go from there. Okay, so walking through some of the steps that we had to do to get there. Let's take a look at this picture first. Number one, you saw that I had to take off the upper body of it. But here you see how the Viper fits within that vehicle. Now you'll notice right away that the steering wheel there had to be adjusted. I had to find a piece of tubing or piece of plastic that I could extend that steering wheel with. Otherwise, he would not be able to sit back correctly and it wouldn't work. In addition to that, the most time-consuming part of this entire project was actually stripping those doggone stickers off of that vehicle. They are absolutely put on with the most annoying glue known to man. But anyways, once you peel off all those stickers, I had to definitely extend that steering wheel right there to make him be able to sit back better right there. And here's a bit of a closer shot of that steering wheel, right? So you can see right there, I had to extend it. Now, in order to secure it, I also had to, in order to secure it, I had to take some green stuff and I had to put it around the back of it in order to make sure that it stayed in place and it wouldn't move. Now, you can already see right there that what I also had to do, here's a closer shot of it, I had to actually cut out some of the bottom of those seats because, yeah, their legs won't fit correctly in there unless you do that. But I didn't have to cut out too much. And the only thing I used there was a Dremel. It literally took me like 10 minutes to cut that out. It wasn't even a big deal. The Dremel went through that plastic like butter. So it wasn't even that hard. Here's a shot of what he looks like looking at him straight on. Once he's seated in there correctly and his feet are poking out the bottom there. But you can't even really see that in the shots. So it's all hidden beneath all the bodywork and stuff. So, and then here's another picture of, you know, the bottom of it once the Neednite has settled, and once we're getting ready to paint. You can see there I have some tape on there for some of the parts I don't want to paint as well. So, well, actually you can't see any of the tape right there, but anyways, in addition to that, here is me mounting the hard point for the weapon systems that this vehicle can take. So once you've put all of this together, you take off the stickers, you modify the seats, you adjust the steering wheel, you paint, you prime and paint, and then seal the vehicle the color that you want, and then you apply the stickers that you want, and finally add this particular piece of gear of equipment there for the back, for the hard point on the weapon systems. Then you're ready to bring it all back together. I will tell you though, again, I got those weapon systems or that little thing. Well, we'll get into it further into the video, and I'll tell you where I got all that from. So let's get into the video. All right, collectors, so here we are, a real close look at, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I think I called it the Stinger or something. Maybe there's already a Joe vehicle called the Stinger, but to me it looks more like a Stinger, right? A multi-purpose vehicle that gets in and gets out real quick. So the first thing I did And you'll see that in some of the shots, or maybe I've already explained it. But one of the first things I did to consider building this is that hard point, right? How can I get, number one, how can I even get a weapon up there? Because it's got to have a way to defend itself, right? And I was thinking to myself, how do I get that up there? Let me drop this down a little more and angle it up more. Sorry, guys. I should have done this beforehand, but it is what it is. I'm an amateur. So what could we do to make that, you know, kind of a multi-purpose vehicle? Because if you look at some of the essence that we have in the military, a lot of our things are dual purpose or multi-purpose. We tend not to buy single purpose things. And so in that vein, the Humvee is used for all kinds of different things. So in that same strategy, in that same vein, I wanted to use this, the same thing, right? So what I envision is what COBRA would do with this vehicle. Again, a small, you know, from light, it's basically kind of a light to medium attack vehicle. And you would do that by the packages that you would add to it, right? Or the package that you would send it out with. This would be kind of a light infantry, light attack vehicle. You've got, you know, your regular machine gun up here. I think it looks like a lighter machine gun. I can't really tell. It doesn't look, is that a saw? I can't tell. Anyways, moving on. It's a lighter machine gun to provide suppressive fire to keep troops away, not necessarily vehicles, right? So that's what he's been doing back there. So what would COBRA do? Said, you know what? We need a little bit higher caliber attack vehicle out there to kind of stop, you know, not only infantry, but maybe some light attack vehicles, because this would only be like an infantry point attack. So what you would do is, basically, let's unattach him, or detach him, unattach. Let's detach him from here. And he's got a little hard point there. See that? That sits in there. And I'll tell you where I got all these weapons. I'm not going to hold that knowledge to myself. And you can plug that in here. There we go. So it'll look cool. And now you have a little bit higher caliber weapon, right? This is a weapon that would probably stop most light vehicles, right? It's a higher caliber, it's a higher rate of fire, and you know, this would definitely stop, you know, rotating barrel as opposed to a single barrel. So that way the barrels don't get so hot on you, and you can put out a lot more lead down range than just, you know, a single barrel machine gun. Because this barrel is going to get hot, and then you're going to have to switch it out, and then this whole thing is down. So there's that option, right? But what if you said, you know what? I actually only need whatever rifles these guys have, because I need to send them on a reconnaissance mission. So if the point is, these guys are not to get into a fight. And we have those guys, and you know, they're called long range patrol units, right? And they go out there and they scout, basically. Their job is not to make contact. Their job is to keep their eyes on the enemy and report back. If they've made contact, they've screwed up. And so if we're going to switch to that, then what we would do is pop this off again, pop this off here. I'm going to go ahead and take this belt feed off. There. And there we go. Boom. So we're going to do some site reconnaissance, right? We're going to go out there and just kind of monitor the area for that scoundrel G.I. Joe that's always getting in Serpentor's and Cobra Commander's way. Scoundrels. So anyways, that's what, at this point, this vehicle would just be a basic, you know, all the armaments that it has is whatever armaments the Viper has and whatever armaments this Cobra infantry guys have. That's it. That's all you would be defending for, because the point of this is not to get into a fight, but to, you know, reconnaissance and keep an eye on the enemy. So maybe you need something even bigger, right? And this is something that was shown to us earlier today. Maybe you need something akin to a anti-aircraft gun. This thing, you know, is gonna definitely put some hurting downrange, right? So you're going to take this thing double. Here you go, double. I think this is bigger than a 50 cal. This is, or maybe it is dual 50 cals. I don't know. But it's definitely it looks like dual 50 cals. This is going to put a hurting on a lot of things, including small air vehicles. So it can definitely put a hurting on a lot of stuff. That you've got your little sight back there, but this would be more of a light aircraft anti-air weapon, and definitely put a stop to a lot of heavy vehicles out there too. It might not stop a tank, but it can stop a majority of vehicles out there. So yeah, you would mount your little soldier back here, your COBRA infantry guy. Let's see if we can mount him. So through the magic of editing, I'll be right back. And we're back. So through the magic of video editing, as you can see here, he's on the back of this Stinger going to town on anything that Joe sent his way, right? He's got, now it's a heavy support vehicle. You know, it's a quick, heavy support vehicle. It can get out there quickly. It's got powerful lead to send down range, lots of mobility there. You know, and definitely COBRA is able to move it, you know, these pieces into position to put a hurting on Joe's and to take down all the, you know, the audacity of those guys to come in here and try to stop, you know, this benevolent organization trying to rule the world. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it and had as much fun as I had actually building this. So thanks for coming with me on this journey. It was fun. Oh, and I got these now. In order to get these, I already had some of these from Gridiron. And I know Gridiron, when you go to their website, I know it says something about, you know, their security warning. I've bought stuff from there before and I had no issues. What I think it is I think their SSL security certificate has expired. And actually I sent the owner an email and I said, hey, you might want to renew your SSL certificate so that it doesn't scare people away. It's not expensive, and you know, it's just basically make sure that your website's trusted. But again, if you're too scared to order from there or you're skittish about it, then by all means do not order from there. I have, and I haven't had any problems from Gridiron. But anyways, moving on, this little thing, you know, it depends on how much you want to spend. The most costly thing on here, the thing that keeps adding up, are these little pieces right here and the hard points, right? So this was a little bit pricey. This guy right here was maybe $16 or something like that. And then this guy here was maybe like $12, but this one was about 30. No, this was like 24, something like that. Again, I love supporting an American company, and Gridiron's one of those. And I love to help them when I can. And again, if you're skittish about it, please, by all means, do not go there. Gridiron doesn't pay me a thing. I'm just a fan. That's all I am. So anyways, guys, what do you think? Is it, I mean, for a homemade custom for $27, you could basically use whatever hard point you like. You could just drill a hole in this and put whatever weapon you like on it, and then just basically spend about $30 for this. So let me know what you think. Let me know how it came out. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling this out. Boy, this was fun to make.